Stop Working Broke podcast, hosted by Chad Murray. If the anxiety never shuts off, you're buried in jobs, chasing checks, and your phone goes quiet the second you stop pushing, you're not alone. Here, you'll get real clarity and straight advice to calm the chaos, fix the systems, tighten your team, and create steady leads. Because freedom starts when the anxiety stops running the business. Let's get going. Thank you for listening to Stop Working Broke's podcast. I am Chad Murray. Today, we're going to talk about the 7 places you're losing new customers before they even hire you. I mean, really, there's so much to the fact of the skill set of attraction, of why people hire you. And there's so many factors that go into it that you got to make sure that you're trying to hit all the 7 spots. And so think of and I have a buddy that actually wrote a book, and I it's over there somewhere. Is Think of a bucket that has leaky holes, and you're just pouring water in it. It just keeps leaking. So a lot of times, and this is said a lot, and I hear it a lot because I deal with marketing too. Is you don't have a lead problem. I mean, you have a closing client acquisition problem, which yes and no. I mean, a lot of businesses they do have a lead problem, but they also have the other part where you just aren't closing enough. Like, are you answering your phone before ring 3? Do you have somebody answering the phone? I mean, one of the biggest things to try to teach somebody, if you're a lone wolf, solopreneur, or let's just say you got 1 or 2 trucks and you're still answering the phone, you think you can't afford someone to answer the phone. And the fact of the matter is, you really can't afford not to have somebody answering the phone, because 1 call booked more a week from that 1 person pays for that person. And if they book 2, you're making money. And so you have to think of your business as an ecosystem. It all works together, and trying to put it all together is so hard in the beginning. Trying to, do everything yourself, then you hire your first employees, and then it's just, oh, how do I get this? Well, today's episode is about how to do this much easier, how to really do this, like literally put this in practice tomorrow, tonight, today, whatever, soon. And so let's get into it. The 7 leaks. Number 1, not answering the phone fast enough. Number 2, weak first impression. Number 3, no control of the call. 4, giving price too early. 5, no clear next step. 6, no follow-up system. And 7, no reactivation system. So I'm actually going to add a 5.5. And as we talk about this, is the pre-appointment system once you have booked it. So I'm going to call it 5.5 pre. I'm writing this down. Appointment system. All right. So let's get right into it. So the 7 leaks. The first leak, not answering the phone fast enough. And the fact of the matter is, if you don't have someone staring at a phone waiting to answer it, then you are answering it on a roof, driving in a customer's house, talking to a client. You excuse yourself, or you just let the phone ring. Just all of that, right? And if that phone rings 3 times, you're already losing. You're already losing. That phone should be answered on the 1.5 rings, and that just shows obedience to how good you are at customer acquisition and answering the client's needs. Because you know what? One of the things at my business that we did is when we first started our business 29 years or 30 years ago now, we decided that my wife would not go to work. She was going to work in the business and be the phone center from day one. So yes, she was free, but people always, well, she was free. Well, was she? She could have went and got a job, and then she wouldn't have been free. So she could have supported us by helping us go get a job, and then probably could have paid the bills instead of relying on me to do it. But no, we chose to get her educated with whatever I learned, she learned, and we learned we scripted. I mean, from day one, we scripted out what we need to say. And then when I came home and learned something, well, I'll teach her and what to say. And we evolved into scripting. So that's literally been the day one of our business. And it's so funny how people just answer, hey, thank you for calling X company. This is whoever. Can I help you? It's like the worst way to answer the phone. It's the absolute worst. Thank you for calling X company. It's a beautiful day here. We're going to give you a 5-star experience. Are you calling about blank or blank? You're leading them. So which is the next coming up. So that gets to the point of, if you don't think you can afford somebody, trust me, you can. You can afford someone to answer the phones, teach them how to answer the phone, script them out, teach them how to use your CRM. If you don't have one, get one, and start being a business. Stop being a solopreneur and start running your business properly. Get somebody answering that phone. Start marketing correctly and spending money on marketing. I mean, you just have to. You got to get in the trenches, and you got to start doing the stuff that's going to move your business forward. And a lot of people are hesitant on hiring the back person or the non-income, what you think is non-income producing person, when the fact of the matter is that person is more of an income producing person than you are, because they're going to answer more calls, answer more questions, and they're going to be the face or the voice of your business. Kaboom. Think about that. So very important. All right. So I hope that got that in your head. That is something that we really need to work on, is getting somebody in there. If you can't afford it, believe me, you can't not afford it. All right. Number 2, weak first impression. Like I just answered the phone, like I just told you. That person and you, whoever, hopefully you hired somebody to put in there, has got to be a bubbly person. No blue hair Bettys that sound like Marge Simpson's cousins or sisters. They've got to be entertaining, bubbly, and super energetic and knowledgeable. And they want to be serving the person. They want to be an S on the DISC scale, which means serving people, wanting to help. That's the kind of person you want. Someone who will have a conversation outside of the business. They say, well, how's your day going, as they're looking up a time, and then we'll talk to people. I mean, that's what you want. Those people will make your business or break it, believe it or not. You just go hire someone off the shelf, off of just literally Craigslist or even Indeed, that just has some phone experience, but sounds like, thank you for calling someone's plumbing service. Can I help you? Doesn't that sound boring? Thank you for calling Master Services. This is Chad. We're having a 5-star day here. How can I help you today? Is it going to be your chimney sweeping estimate, or do you need an inspection? Now, it wasn't perfectly said and done. I went off my old script, but that's close. But I'm personal. I sound good, and I'm leading them, which is number 3. No control of the call. When you let the customer guide you, they're controlling it. What do you think they're going to do with the estimate? So your services, So thank you for calling Master Services. This is Chad. We're having a 5-star experience here today. Are you calling about a chimney inspection, or are you looking at a water leak estimate we're going to need to come out and give you? Question. And then they're going to say, well, none of that. Actually, I'm calling about, and then they start talking. And then they're scripting it out to exactly go through exactly how you're going to answer the call with whatever you want everyone to say. Controlling the call to get them to book. And so one of the things I think a lot of people do is they then go to number 4. They give the price too early. So how much is it for a chimney inspection? Well, it's $39.99, or it's $339, and then all of a sudden you just lost them. All they hear, they're not hearing anything else. So how much is it? Oh, okay. Well, let me tell you exactly what we're going to do for this, and so what we're going to do, we're going to come out and give you a full inspection, and you just start what you're going to do, and you make it a long little paragraph to talk about it, to give them the value, to where when you're done, there's no questions, and here's the price. Let's book. That's exactly what you do. So you do it at the end. Give all the value up front, so whatever price you're going to give doesn't seem so expensive. Like doing a chimney inspection, we're not just any company with a truck and a vacuum. on a ladder and poles. No, we actually have a $3,000 camera. We're going to come out. We're going to scope up the chimney, look around it. It's a flashlight on the end of a little robot on the end of a pole that we actually can see crevices and stuff that you cannot see where smoke damage is occurring, maybe possibly in your walls and in your attic. And so this is what's so important that we're going to do. We're going to run that camera up. We're going to be looking outside. We're going to go on top of the roof. We're going to touch it. We're going to poke it. We're going to look at all the components of the chimney and fireplace, the mortar crown, the cap, the flashing, the brickwork. We're going to look at the flue, the smoke chamber, the damper. We're saying all this stuff, even though we may not know what the hell half that stuff is. But as you see, when I get done and I say it's $335 or whatever the price is, it doesn't seem like such a crazy amount of money for what we're about to do. And so numbers, competing on numbers instead of value. That's what it is. So when you call up somebody else and they say it's a $99 inspection, that's probably all they're going to say. Oh, we're going to look at the chimney for $99. If you're going to go out and give a water, let's just say you're going to walk out, you're a window washing company. I had a brain hemorrhage there. You're a window washing company, let's say. You don't just say, "Well, come out, we'll count your windows and give you a price." No, you go into, well, actually, we're going to take all your screens off. We're going to scrub them good. We're gonna clean all the frames on the screens. We're going to scrub them through this special machine we have that washes both all the things that keeps the screen safe, where we're not going to rip it, and it's gonna keep it really good. We're going to then clean all your tracks, and we have a little special tool that we're going to clean the tracks with. We're going to get up in on every window. We're going to wash it. We're going to scrape it. We're going to get all the mold and the mildew off. And we're going to clean it very good. And then we're going to do the inside as well. We're going to move everything. We're going to clean up all the blah, blah, blah. You see where I'm going with all that? If you're a plumber, yeah, we'll come out and give you a free estimate, or it's a $79 service call to come out. Okay, well, what are you doing for that $79 service call? What exactly are you going to do? You got to go into it. You got to earn the value to give them the price. That's what's important. And if you think about that, at anything you do with an estimating and sales, earn the value before you give the price. I actually just made that up. Pretty smart. Earn the value before you give the price. Think about that. You train every one of your employees to do that first and to think that way, you are going to be 10 years light speed ahead of where you were yesterday. All right. Number 5, no clear next step. We'll get back to you. Lost deal equals lost deal. So, if they say yes, obviously you're going to go into the booking and tell them what's going to happen. If they say, I got to think about it or something else, without going into all the training and rebuttals that you would do, you would say, okay, would it be okay if I gave you a call tomorrow afternoon? When is a good time for that to happen? When do you think you'll make your decision? What's the next clear step so that you can follow up? Because that's number 6. You don't have a follow-up system. And I will tell you, more people have booked, just from me coaching newer businesses here in the last 6 months, training them to call up all their estimates. I guarantee everybody has closed somebody that has done it. Literally. People just don't, for some reason, I can't tell you how many times our company was low on money for the week or setting up next week, and we got on the phones and we started calling people from 6 months back or more. And the people, sometimes I would get, almost every night I got on a call. I call someone, God, we just kept forgetting. Thank you for calling. Yes, let's get that thing going. And we're not talking about a $300-$400 job. With the chimney industry, it's $7,000 to $40,000 type of stuff. It's like, really? What did you hesitate for? And you don't go into that asking them. It's just everybody's busy. And they don't want to spend the money. Let's face it. Nobody wants to do it, typically, in this home service business. It's, you got to push them. You got to remind them. You got to stay in their privy. If you're not, they'll forget about you. And then you know what's going to happen? A year, 2 years later, they're going to forget who you are, and they're going to call someone else, and they're going to get another bid. I will tell you, back in the day, I'd get people call us 3 years later, and I'd go back out to the same house. And I'd be like, hello, remember me? And then I could pull up I had already have their other bid ready to look at and see what's happened since. And it's always funny. I used to love talking to people about this. 3 years later, that bid had doubled. For lots of reasons. Number one, my pricing was more. I learned more. I knew more things to do. And so, yeah, as you evolve, you're going to spend more, or you're going to charge more, and you're just going to be a lot better. And that's exactly what happens when you call up. A lot of times you'll call up somebody and then, well, can I get the same prices? Well, no, but I'll come out and take a look at it to see what we can do for the pricing. I'm not going to guarantee it, but we got to look at the deterioration that's occurred since, because maybe what we're about to do is more in detail and more in depth that we estimated and saw 6 months, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it is, right? So super important to have a follow-up system. And that just means literally text, emails, phone calls. Phone calls are the best. They are the best. And you don't give up when they don't answer after 2 times or 1 time. You keep calling. You just got to make it part of your business. It's literally part of the business. Somebody, and by the way, that person sitting in the call center that you hired, something for them to do, right? Having them calling all the time. We had a spreadsheet of all our Meta ads that came in. And I wish we had done this with everybody that called, but we only did it with Meta. And I think after 1 year, we had 1,400 leads had come through our Meta ads. And we literally had the call center had to every day call all the people on the list until they had called them 5 times, and they had an initial if they called and all that kind of stuff. And we watched it, and we'd go down that list. If someone had been called 5 times, we'd keep calling them, and then we'd give up on them. And then, of course, 6 months, a year later, we would call them again, just to follow up again and do that. But follow up systems are just like, it's like reactivating people that already know you, they just haven't purchased yet, and you never know why they didn't purchase. That's what's crazy about it. Sometimes it's just, 10% of the people just literally just didn't hit the button. They wanted it, and for some reason, their thumb was just sitting there above it, waiting to hit it, and they just needed a call. They needed that push. They needed to have you push that thumb right down on that button and go and approve. And that's what happens. And so, which was number 7, no reactivation system. And so, very important is what we just talked about. You then got to start emailing old estimates like they're dead, sitting on them and making them dead, bring them back to life past the 6 months. So we skipped the 5.5, which I knew we would do. And that is, once you've made the call, one of the best little tips I can do is when you have that client that you just finished a job for. Now, we're not talking about leaks right now. Listen, I'm going to lead this back into it. So you have a client that's in what I used to call chimney ecstasy. They're all happy their fireplace works. We're showing it to them. They're just literally giddy. That's when you whip your phone out and you go, "Man, can I do a little video real quick about how happy you are?" And it'll be on my phone, no problem, and I'll video. Just ask you a few questions. Is that okay? They always say yes. All right. Hey, I'm here with Mrs. Smith. We just got done with with her fireplace and it's burning now. Mrs. Smith, tell me about your fireplace, and give her the phone and watch her just talk, and maybe ask her a question or two if she gets to a point, and then done. Now, what do you do with that? You do that to as many people as you can. Have your employees learn to do that. Don't be shy. Then every time you make an appointment, you send them 2 or 3 videos, hopefully with that service. So like with us, if you had a fireplace remodel, you send people a fireplace remodel. And if you're doing a water leak, you send them a water leak. All that, whatever your services are, you try to get a video on the service. That's what's important. And that's what makes everything very, very, you're now creating and plugging leaks and holes and creating value before you even show up. But that's a way you can really help really earn people's trust before you even show up. Let other customers talk to you about you. So anyway, so the 7 leaks. Again, not answering the phone fast enough. Not having someone answer the phone for you. Weak first impression. No control of the call. Make sure you script it out. Giving the price too early before the value. Okay. No clear next step. Once you do have a next clear step, go ahead when you made the appointment, go ahead and send them a video. Number 6, no follow-up system. And number 7, no reactivation system. Bring those old estimates to life over 6 months to a year old. What is it? Here's what's funny. What are you scared of contacting someone from 3 years ago? What are you scared of? Big deal. You just email them, call them, text them. Most they can do is either don't answer or tell you no, or they already got it fixed. Big deal, right? It's not a big deal. And this is one of the functions that you'll have your call center person do, your first call center person, if you don't have one yet. It's that important. You got plenty of stuff for them to do. You just don't know yet what you could do. And we'll probably do a podcast on that soon, or what you could do with your first employee in the call center, what functions that you could teach them to do to help you as a business owner. And so anyway, okay. So that's our podcast today. So if you wanted any help with this, and stopworkingbroke.com, you go there and you'll find a little button, make an appointment with me. Let's talk. Let's talk about your business. Don't be scared. Don't be frightful. If you haven't ever talked to me in person, man, I'm easy to talk to. I don't talk down to people. I love helping people. By the way, I will try to sell you, but it's not a sales call. At the end of it, I will pitch you. Of course I will. But you'll learn that what is it to work with me face to face on a Zoom call? It's different than sitting here listening to me on a podcast. It's way more powerful because I'm going to help you in real time, and I end up being free. So yes, there's a cost to me because if they don't charge you, you'll never do the work. Nobody really respects free. But when you're not free, and I get you going and motivated, boom, we start building a business. So go ahead, go to stopworkingbroke.com, click on the schedule an appointment with Chad or whatever. There's buttons all over that page. Click it and let's start working on one of your hardest problems you got going on right now. I invite you to do that. So again, thanks for coming to Stop Working Broke podcast. Have a great day.